And welcome to episode 582 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says,
I can't just call Dad in the afterlife and be like, Dad, could you stop playing tennis with Hitler for a moment and take a quick call?
Who said that?
It was from the first season of The Umbrella Academy.
No.
Yeah, the fourth and final season came out this week. And,
That's funny.
yeah.
Why did I never watch that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just a little too weird for you. Because it is weird.
You mean like weird how? Like goofy weird, sci-fi weird? How is this? Because I can handle weird. I mean, I love Ghost World.
It's more along the lines of, like, I would say it's like the Mystery Men,
Ooh.
like, but taken even further in weirdness.
I like Mystery Men.
Okay, well, you might like it.
I have it on DVD.
I know you like Mystery Men, but like it's an odd show. It does deal with a lot of, like, it gets into like a lot of like time space stuff because they're constantly destroying the world
Oh. Wow.
themselves.
Oh.
Like they
So they have to fix it a lot.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of the premise of the fourth season, which I just watched. I binge watched it, and like the one character comes to the realization that all of this is happening because of them, and if they never happen, then
We never have them.
yeah, like or the events, like season one, the whole point of season one is we have to stop the end of the world.
Right.
Season two is once again we have to stop the end of the world. Season three, we have to stop the end of the world.
Oh my
like
God.
it's and it's like this ridiculous, like everything that they're doing
Is
to kind of-
causing the end of the world.
right. One way or another, they are directly responsible for the end of the world.
Right.
And so for like when you get to the fourth season, you're once again dealing with the end of, we're going to be responsible for the end of the world.
Yeah.
But the resolution is, well, if we never actually existed, then all this, the rest of this shit would never happen.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That is weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think overall it's a very good series. I like the series a lot because it deals with some wacky stuff.
Whatever happened to that show we used to watch that was a spin-off from The Flash? It had Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell for a minute.
Oh, that ran for a number of seasons. Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? Like, did it end well, or?
Yeah.
'Cause I stopped watching it once Wentworth left. For good.
Yeah, it ended well. Like, that was probably the one show out of all of those, like, CW shows that, like, kind of ran that wasn't playing the same tired formula over and over again. Like, in Arrow, it was always, well, here's a secret that Oliver's keeping, and now it's affecting all of us.
Right.
And why won't you tell us the truth, Oliver?
Right.
Oliver never learns, and then,
Yeah.
The Flash was the same thing. It was like, something's going to threaten Iris. The Flash is keeping it a secret because he's traveling through time. He's breaking the timeline.
Yeah.
It was the same shit over and over.
But it's mainly why I stopped watching those shows.
Supergirl was kind of the same thing. And but the Legends of Tomorrow was like the one show that it was like, let's just throw that formula out the fucking window and just go as batshit crazy as we want.
Right.
It did.
Yeah.
And it was really a fun show to watch.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Right. Yeah. I might go back to it and finish it because, I mean, hi, Beanie. Dominic Crystal stuck it out, if I'm recalling correctly.
I believe he did stick it out to the very end, yeah,
Yeah, so
or close to the end.
yeah, it would be worth watching it just for him.
Yeah, yeah, but that was like the one show that it was just like
Thank you for not repeating yourself over and over again.
yeah, but also it was kind of like that thing of like a lot of the characters became interchangeable and they kind of came and went and
Hmm.
would come back. And there were a couple of like characters that were like, they're here for the long run, the entire run.
Hmm.
But overall, like it was just like, well, why can't we do that?
Right.
Like, and even like with like we like you look like, well, that's a hardcore villain. That's a
Right.
villain you really can't like.
Yeah.
They kind of like goofed on it a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed that show. Like that had a good run.
Right. I was thinking about Jeb. I was just curious
Yeah.
because I read something about Wentworth Miller, and I was like, wonder whatever happened to that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good show. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of sci-fi.
Yeah. Well, so I watched a couple of things. So I watched, let's say, season 4 of the Umbrella Academy, which I really, I'll say, if you've watched the first 3 seasons, you got to watch the 4th. If you haven't watched it at all, I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of something different from your normal superhero genre.
Gotcha.
Like, I mean, they're powered. At one point they were supposed to be a superhero team, and
Is this natural power, or did they have these bestowed upon them?
that's kind of explained throughout the show.
Oh, jeez.
But like at one point that like they were like kids, and like they're wearing like the domino mask with the
Right.
white lenses.
Yeah.
And it is based off of a comic book. The comic book was written by or co-written by Gerard Ray.
Is it an older comic book or a newer?
No, because Gerard Ray is the lead singer for My Chemical Romance.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when
So
you said Gerard, I was like, Gerard.
yeah. So no, this is like within the last 10 years. I have.
I always think of Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think I have at least the first 2 volumes. I think they did 3, and I had the first 2. I want to get the third. I don't know if they did a 4th, or if like the 4th season was like, okay, well, this is how we're gonna end. Like I don't know
Right.
if I don't know if they did a George R. R. Martin on it, and we're
Oh,
like,
God.
well, this is how we're ending it.
Please don't.
Well, I mean, what's interesting though is like as compared to George R. R. Martin, who was 2 books away still from completing the, you know, um, Song of Fire and Ice.
Right.
Like 2 books.
Yeah,
Not
two.
like
Not
one.
one. It's 2.
2. Like there was a lot that had to be filled in there at the
Yeah.
end. Like 2.5 seasons worth of shit had to be filled in.
Right.
And like this, I don't know if Gerard Way was involved in it. Like this is how I want the book to end, and we're just never gonna get around to it, because that happens with people, especially like if they're not full-time comic book people.
What do you mean full-time comic book writers?
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
like I mean, Kevin Smith is notorious for it.
Right.
Like he'll start something, and then he gets busy, and
Right.
he doesn't like there. He wrote an amazing Batman book, and it ends on an absolute cliffhanger.
Oh, God.
Sabine Wren. Anyway, it ends on this absolute cliffhanger, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to see the second book to this. That was 15 years ago.
There's no second book.
There's no second book.
He has it, but we don't.
No, like, and like he even like he'll like talk, like people will ask him like, are you ever gonna come back to this? He's like, probably not at this point. Like people are like, well, can we know how it ends? He's like, like,
I'm taking it to the grave.
like, come on, man.
He's probably like, write your own ending. He better be careful. Somebody might.
Yeah. but it's like, but it's annoying because it's like you wrote a really interesting story that
Yeah.
I want to see how it ends.
Well, it's Kevin Smith, so of course.
Well, not even if it was Kevin Smith. Like it's
I don't want to hear it.
no, no, that
I'm,
Kevin Smith is
I'm
not.
kidding.
I mean,
I'm just trying to rile you up.
I know
It's
you are,
good.
but like Kevin Smith writing the book was a bonus.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Batman fan anyway,
Right.
you know, and and the story was very interesting.
I bet
From
it's good. I wouldn't mind reading it. Did
from
you ever lend it to me?
I'd have to dig it out. I think I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, good. From a what?
Yeah, but from the standpoint of like, here's an interesting Batman story, and the way the story ends, you're like, oh fuck, like how is Batman going to react to that?
Oh, and that's the cliffhanger.
That's the cliffhanger. Like the cliffhanger is
Waiting for Batman.
like no, well no, the cliffhanger it's not. It's just the way that like, I don't want to give it away, but I do want to give it away.
It's been 15 years. You're okay.
Okay. Batman falls in love.
Oh.
He falls in love with Silver St. Cloud to the point that he actually reveals to her who he is.
Oh, wow.
Like he's only ever done that with one other woman, and that was Catwoman.
Woman.
You know.
She basically figured that shit out, though.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it is that thing of like he lets her completely in, and everybody is shocked by this. I mean,
Wow.
everybody.
Wow.
And
Even Alfred.
Alfred, Dick Grayson.
Well,
you know,
it would only be the people that know who he actually is.
Right.
So it can't be that many people that are shocked.
but still, like the Justice League, like Batman takes her to an island, and Aquaman shows up,
Oh, shit.
and Aquaman's like, well, okay, some dolphins told me that there was a woman in distress, and Bruce is like, she wasn't in distress, and Aquaman looks at him for a second and goes, oh shit, Bruce.
Oh, getting it on.
Yeah. So, it's like shit like that.
Wow.
But in the meantime, Batman is being hunted by this villain called Automatopoeia.
Okay. Is that a real Batman villain, or did Kevin Smith make that guy up?
Kevin Smith made that up
Gotcha.
when he wrote Green Arrow.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Automatopoeia doesn't speak except in automatopoeias.
Mm.
So if he hits you, he says, bang. If a gun goes off, it's bang or boom, or like he only speaks in, like he'll break a stick and he'll say snap.
Oh.
Like that's all he does. An onomatopoeia is a word that represents a sound,
Right.
and that's all he does.
Oh.
So
That's interesting.
at the end of this book, Automatopoeia has figured out who Batman
Oh,
is,
she.
and at the book ends in the Batcave with Automatopoeia slicing Silver St. Cloud's throat.
What? His woman.
In front of Batman. And you're just like, how the fuck is he going to react to this?
Oh my god.
Does this finally can Kevin Smith write the book where Batman is finally pushed over the edge?
Yeah.
Because he even
It all
wrote,
depends on how much he loves the woman.
right, but he also wrote a book before that. And I wish I could, he always gave his books odd names. But this one involved the Joker. And at the end of it, it involved Automatopoeia as well. And at the end of it, the Joker gets shot. And Jim Gordon's there. And Gordon's like, I know you have your role. I know you can't kill him. And I've never asked you to. But at this one time, it wouldn't be your fault.
Oh.
And you don't have to save him.
Oh wow. How?
And Batman's like, I have to save him.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it, Batman takes Joker to the hospital. The Joker is saved.
Uh-huh.
And Batman goes and has a talk with him.
With the automata.
No, with the Joker.
Oh.
And he tells the Joker, he's like, look, this war between you and I is going to kill one of us. And it's killing so many other people. We have to stop this.
Yeah.
And the Joker was like, I'm going to talk to you because this is probably the most sane I've ever been in my entire life with all the drugs I'm on right now. And I will tell you, I will never stop. Not until you're done.
Joker.
Yeah.
He's saying that to Batman.
He's saying that to Batman. He's like, the second I put you in the ground, I will walk away. I'm done. You are my motivation. You and you alone. Your existence is causing me to cause harm to others. And the only way I will stop is when you are done.
That's quite a statement.
It was it was so well written.
Well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interrupt you. I have a question.
Sure.
What was the sound he made when he slit her throat?
Slice.
I was just curious what he said.
Yeah.
What was the sound he said?
Yeah, that was the sound. Yeah, but like Kevin Smith wrote that book, and it was like so well done and so well written, and that conversation between Batman and the Joker was so fucking good. Mm-hmm. And when he went on to do a second book and a continuation to a third, I'm like, Kevin Smith was made to write Batman. Like, you know.
Oh yeah. And I think he was made to write a bunch of things.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, like, he lost interest or got too busy or whatever and never came back for that third book. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume, unless he has some kind of manuscript locked in the safe that they're going to pull out whenever he dies, I'm going to assume you're never going to read that.
No, I'll never get to see it. No. Which, like, it bums me out because it gets such a good story. You want to see the end of it. And like, it's that thing of like, man, I can't believe he's not going to finish that trilogy.
Right. No, I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That trilogy.
Yeah.
Start my foot.
We're going to come back for Clerks 4, but, you know, I ain't got time for this.
They're going to do Clerks 4?
No.
I was like,
that's a joke.
I haven't done Clerks 3 yet because of what you told me.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're doing another Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever put that to rest. As long as the two of them are alive and have kids.
Well, I mean, but it's that thing of like, okay, the equation is simple. He can make that movie for $5 million, so he gets $5 million worth of investors, and he makes $30 million.
Right.
So he pays the $5 million back plus interest.
And then
and then the rest is his because he's making it on, like, he's at a point now where, like, he doesn't even have like studio backing.
No,
like,
well, he's his own identity.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what he's done is he's kind of like taken, like, starting with Red State.
Oh, there's a movie. Yeah,
he does the road shows, he does limited releases in theaters, and he's making them all the money. So he has, like, his distribution model. What he's done is he's found a way to make himself the distribution model.
Yeah, I haven't heard about any more of those. Like when you said the road shows, you haven't watched one of those in a long time. Do they still record and release those?
No.
Why not?
Because what he does, it isn't so much like at that period of time he was doing like the college campus Q&As, where, you know, he'd show up and he would do basically question and answer with.
I remember.
Right. But, you know, most of, like, a few times, like, that question and answer turned out to be like maybe one, maybe two questions.
I remember because when we watched one that came out around the same time Zach and Mary Make a Porn came out, he was on one, and the second person asked him about Bruce Willis, and that was the rest of the show.
Yeah, that was the rest of the show, yeah.
That's all he talked about was Bruce Willis, and we weren't listening because it was that fucking good. It was that good of a fucking story.
Yeah. Yeah, we care less about any other questions. Like, his story about
telling me about you and Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
All I wanted to hear was his interaction with Bruce Willis because it's Bruce fucking Willis.
Yeah.
And you've had interaction with him. I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
You're the only person I've known that has ever had. So please give me the Bruce Willis story. You know. So it was okay that he skipped all the other because more than likely it would have took him away from the Bruce Willis story.
Right. But then other stuff came along. He started going on the road with the podcasts.
Right, yes.
So, you know, it was no longer doing Q&As. It was you went to go see a Smodcast and Jay and Silent Bob Get Old.
But I thought that was like something he sprinkled in here and there just to keep it going.
That was what there became that period of time where that's where he went to because he the way he talked about it, it was like, I want to get my art out immediately.
Yeah.
Like when you're making a movie, you can't do that. It takes you 3 months to make a movie, and then you have to edit it, and then you have, maybe there's special effects or whatever, then there's a
Yeah.
soundtrack, and
Get
everything
all
else
the
has to go
right for
into
the
it.
movie. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you make something, but you can't put it out to the world immediately. He's like, what I love about podcasting is I can put it out to the world immediately.
Yeah.
I have an idea, I can get on a microphone, I can talk about it, and I can throw it out to the world.
Right.
That's how he made Tusk. Tusk came from a
Excuse me.
podcast. He found an odd article about a
I
guy,
remember you telling me. Yeah.
and that's what became Tusk.
I never watched that movie.
It's fucked up.
After Red State, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch any more Kevin Smith movies unless it has anything to do with Clerks or Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Because that Red State fucked me up a little bit. So I'm like still not into the Tusk yet, and I know it's been a while.
I mean, Tusk is really, really good and really, really fucked up. And then the offshoot of that was Yoga Hosers, which is fucking awful.
I won't watch that because of that statement right there. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that something Kevin Smith did was fucking awful,
Yeah.
you, I am not watching it. I won't even watch the trailer because you are saying something Kevin Smith made is fucking awful. So that it's not even on my list to ever watch.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
So
I would never recommend Yoga Hosers to anybody.
if you ever tell me anybody you like is fucking awful, but you want me to see it, don't do it because you come at a very high recommendation for Kevin Smith shit.
Right. So like that's what I mean. Like that's when. So when I say like, boy, I hate that fucking movie. It is awful, and I hate to shit on anything from Kevin Smith, but that's
Well, there are those movies out there that are made that just there's nothing to them. So that might be one of those.
It wasn't even that there was nothing to it. It was like he got into this headspace of like, I want to do something completely different, and I want to do it with my daughter and her best friend, who I'd put in the other movie, and also I'm suddenly friends with Johnny Depp.
Right. Yeah, that lets me schmooze with the Depp.
Yeah, and
who wouldn't want to do that?
And Johnny Depp is willing to wear a nose piece that looks like a dick.
Good old Johnny Depp.
To the point, like, Johnny Depp knew it looked like a dick and had a vein drawn on it. Like, yeah. Like so.
I fucking love him.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's like, you'd think to yourself, like, wow, this has every opportunity in the world to be, like, pretty fucking good. And it's not.
Yeah.
It's really fucking bad. Oh, I hate saying that.
Yeah, you do hate saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, there are a lot of schnoozers with my favorite, artists and whatnot, so.
But it's the only movie by Kevin Smith that I'll ever say that about right now. Like, I mean, in the future he may make another movie where I'm like, oh, that's really fucking bad. But that's the only movie I can say Kevin Smith has ever made where I was just no. The Bruce Willis movie isn't that good.
The one that he's not in?
Cop Out, yeah.
There's pieces of it that I enjoy.
There are like when
I can't say the whole entire thing is trash because there are a lot of the conversations about taking a shit in a hospital, robbing it. That's phenomenal.
That is. I mean, there is some funny shit in that movie, but overall the movie is not that good.
Yeah, the whole teddy bear thing with the cam with him and his wife. I'm telling you, it's fucking hysterical. But there are moments like when. What is it? Sean William Scott, he's tied to the back of the car and he's driving. That was like, doesn't seem necessary for what they were doing. That was like mafia style shit. And it didn't belong in that movie. No. So stuff like that, yes. But like the shit and when you're robbing a person or him and, what is the gentleman's name? Tracy Morgan and his wife.
Yeah.
Scenes with Dick Garrett are so fucking funny. That's he's telling the story throughout the whole fucking day.
Yeah.
So it takes you forever to hear the whole fucking story and you're hanging on.
And you're only watching bits and pieces of that until you finally get to the end of it. She's like, this is my gay cousin Tony.
and you're dealing with all the other bullshit just to get through the fight to see the rest of the funny part.
Yeah.
Because, you want to see the fucking ending.
Yeah.
But you're like, God, I don't want to see this stupid shit. But I think that's right when Shawn Michael Scott
Sean William
started.
Scott.
Or sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sean William Scott. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think that's like right when he started to like fade away, and he
Yeah.
wasn't that good anymore because he wasn't that good in that. As long as he lasted in the movie, spoiler alert, he really wasn't that good.
No, he was Stifler.
Yeah, but he
And
had a few that he was good in.
but like it was like those few were like if he was only giving you were only getting a bite of him. Like in Old School.
Okay.
The scene where he's got the animal tranquilizer
Mhm.
and he's doing the scene with Will Ferrell and Will Ferrell
Yeah,
shoot yeah
I
and
know
he's
what you're
like
talking
oh
about.
yeah I mean that's
I
hysterical.
don't know though because even though it's like a stupid movie, I liked him in that movie he did with The Rock because I liked the way him and The
Yeah,
Rock played off each
that
other.
was a
That
very
was the only reason I liked
yeah
that. But I mean, it was The Rock. Who can't
right.
play off The Rock?
I mean you get him in a as a bite in like Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
He's in the van with the he was going to be the patsy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they throw him out because Jay throws him out 'cause he's a good
Yeah.
fucker or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. He'd go fucker.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's like right around when he was like. So they picked somebody that just didn't deliver on that part of the story to me.
yeah,
But I'll watch it again just to see all the other shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll just look up the scenes I like on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. I could do that too.
Yeah.
Just the conversation between him and Bruce Willis when they're watching him rob that house was just so
Even
fucking funny.
the beginning where Tracy Morgan is in with the guy they're questioning and he keeps like doing all these different movies and
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is like, oh come on, you're doing this, you're doing
Yeah,
this, and
yeah.
just yippee ki yay motherfucker, and Bruce Willis is like, I don't know that one. That was fun.
It was funny.
Yeah,
He could guess every one except his own.
yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same with like Die Hard 4 is not that great of a movie. It really is not.
No.
Is that the one with Justin Long?
yeah, that's the one with
Okay.
Justin Long
But
and
the parts
Ola
with
Fantastic.
Justin Long and Kevin Smith and that those are it's worth
Yeah.
fucking watching because of that.
Yeah,
You know, so I'm not gonna say Kevin Smith is entirely terrible. I'm just saying I think it went to his head way too fucking far. That's all I'm saying.
Kevin Smith's like, you're down with the Fet.
I'm always down with the fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good. He was like, "You come up here in my house."
yeah,
It's like you're in your grandma's basement or your mother's
Yeah.
basement or whatever. Yeah, you bring the feds up in here. He's like, "Do I look like a fed?" Uh, but that is like a that's the one with Ola Fantastic,
yeah.
and even he couldn't save that movie. Is that considered a sci-fi movie?
No,
None of them.
no. They're Die Hard movies. They're action movies.
So it's Face Off.
Well, okay. So let's just get to the main event of the. So Nancy gets this magazine. It's called Remind, and it is a Gen X kind of retrospective magazine. They talk about stuff that happened during the 80s and 90s, even the 70s a bit, 60s a little, yeah.
50s. We got 50s. Yeah, like anything in entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainment. Yeah, but
Yeah.
not everything.
Yeah.
But entertainment.
But entertainment wise, pop culture wise.
Yeah.
So the issue she got a little bit ago has the top 100 retro sci-fi movies. So I found the list interesting. I mean, I understand. Like, I can't debate the list too much. Yes, at some point in this list that they do have Face Off listed, which I would not consider a sci-fi
No,
movie.
I'm like arguing. There's a couple of them in there arguing, but Face Off is at the top of that list.
Yeah. I'll give you the top 20. We can discuss those, and then I'll go through and like pick out some other select
Can you start with 20 and not one though?
Sure. Yeah.
Don't be ruining it there,
Okay.
slugger.
All right. So at number 20, we have Contact from 1997.
What's her face? I can't remember.
Yeah. Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey.
Hmm.
Um, I think it also had Gary Busey as the crazed preacher.
I watched that once when it first came out. I couldn't remember details about it.
Oh, I
What year was that?
1997.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The thing I loved about this, first off, it's not nearly as good as the book. The book was written by Carl Sagan, and I respect Carl Sagan because Carl Sagan, as a scientist, had some sort of belief in God. And what this book really deals with is how would we as a society really deal with finding proof of alien
Yeah,
life,
I don't think we deal very well with that.
especially from a religious standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Because religion is kind of like, yeah, God created us, we're unique.
We're not.
And and there's that line, that great line of like, well, if that's all there is, if we're all that there is out there, that's an awful waste of space.
Yep.
You know, and but the thing I loved is at the end of the book, like, so she goes into the cons. I don't even know what I don't even think she traveled through space, but she goes and she meets the aliens, and she's like, well, how can I show that there's proof that God exists? And they tell her, take pi, which is, and multiply it out as far as you can, because it's infinite. Pi is infinite,
Right.
3.14, and it goes on and on and on. Like,
Right.
people take pride in how far they can take pi to. So she dedicates a computer program to taking pi out as far as she can
Right.
and looking for a um a pattern.
Right.
And at the end of the book, the program tells her a pattern has been detected.
It's pi itself is a pattern.
Right, but so the pattern has been detected, and when she looks at it, it's the artist's signature. It's God's signature.
Oh, right.
That's what pi is.
Right.
And that's like this amazing little like thing that they didn't
Yeah.
include in the movie, but
Right.
like it was like this interesting thing, like how Carl Sagan was kind of looking at science and religion and how it works together, but also goes against each other.
Right. Right.
And this was well before modern times now, where like there are politicians who will tell you science is phony.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, man. Like, but it's a fantastic movie. I think the movie's very good. The book is fantastic. I don't know if it should be in the top 20.
Speaking of, you should go faster if you want to get all 20 in.
Okay. Next is The Bride of Frankenstein from 1935.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't deny its place. Um, it's a classic.
It's a classic.
Number 18 is Fritz Lang's Metropolis from 1927.
Wow.
It is a silent movie from Germany.
Ah.
And I will tell you now, for my money, it should be much higher.
Okay.
This is one of the greatest science fiction films ever made. I mean, 18 is doing it justice. I can understand it almost, but to me, it is probably the second greatest science fiction movie ever made. And it is not only my second favorite science fiction movie, it's probably in my top 5 movies of all time.
Wow.
Like, I remember watching that. And I think the problem people have is like, there's the original version, which is kind of incomplete. It's missing scenes. It's because it's from 1927.
Right.
Like, it's hard to find. There have been versions made of it where they've added in stock footage and tried to manipulate it so it looks like it's a moving picture. Like, they've done things to try to complete the story.
Right.
But overall, like, it is something that it's a fantastic movie. It's George Lucas drew a great deal of inspiration from it. Like, the android looks like C-3PO. The all the little aspects of it. It deals with It's the Metropolis is ground zero to me of what modern science fiction becomes,
Right.
because it's that influential in so many people like it influenced Blade Runner, it influences The
Right.
Matrix, and it influences everything. And even to the point that not only did Queen do a video paying homage to it, so did Madonna.
Wow.
So
Which one was the songs?
for Queen, it was Radio Gaga,
Gotcha.
and for Madonna, I think it was "Don't Go for Second Best, babe. Put your love into the test. You know you got to." No, it wasn't Vogue.
That's what you're singing.
That is what I'm singing. Wow. Okay, yeah, I know that.
So regardless of it being it or not, that's what you're saying.
No, that's so it's the wrong song. I've got the wrong song in my head. Donna. Express Yourself. That's the one.
Oh, maybe you weren't singing Vogue.
I think I was.
Were you?
No, I think I was singing Express Yourself.
Hmm. Did I get them too? I don't listen to Madonna. There's my
Yeah.
problem. I could have swore you were singing Vogue.
Yeah, I was singing this song.
What was Vogue? Put Vogue on real quick. Yeah, that's definitely Express Yourself. Where she's saying that in that song. See, this is where me not knowing Madonna really sucks.
Right.
That's right. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm good.
Okay.
Just, I'm not a Madonna fan. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Getting
But
it mixed up doesn't really surprise me.
So at number 17, another one I think should be much higher. The Thing from 1982 by John Carpenter.
Okay.
With Kurt Russell and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good one.
Yeah. We've talked about it ad nauseum on this podcast, and fuck, that movie's good. At number 16, The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951.
I like that one.
Yeah, I mean that's classic. It deserves a spot in the top 20.
Yes. I'll even take the Keanu Reeves version. I like them both. I'm good with them both.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Yeah. At number 15 is The Terminator.
Oh, that's definitely got to be on there. I think that should be higher though.
Well, I don't think it is, because I believe, maybe I'm wrong. Good. Yeah. Terminator 2 is.
Don't say what number.
Okay. So number 15 is Terminator.
It's the original though, so.
Yeah. Which is a classic movie that, I mean,
should be further ahead.
The movie that launched 1,000 ships in the way of like
Terminator.
Schwarzenegger and Cameron and.
Fucking love Terminator.
Yeah.
I love Arnold. I love when Arnold is the Terminator. I don't even care if it's a shit movie. I will sit there and watch it because it's Arnold and he's a Terminator.
Yeah.
That's all I care. Part 3, though, I will like pass over if I can, but if it's the only one I have to watch, I'll fucking sit there and watch it because it's the Terminator.
Yeah. Number 14, one of your all-time favorites, Jurassic Park.
I do like Jurassic Park, but it's not in my top 5 for that. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
At number 13 is a movie I have never seen, so I can't comment on, called Solaris from 1972.
Didn't they redo that with George Clooney? I could have swore I saw a remake of that with somebody.
Maybe, yeah.
I could have swore, yeah, that's actually really. It's actually sad because it has to do with his wife. And he's alone. I don't know.
It's a Russian movie.
I don't know about that one. I never saw the.
Yeah. Based on Polish author Stanislaw Lem's 1961 novel.
I might be thinking of a different movie then.
I don't know. At number 12 is another Nancy favorite, Back to the Future.
Oh, hell yeah. Which one?
The first one.
Hopefully 2 is further up.
I don't believe it will be.
2 is phenomenal. They actually go to the future.
It is actually a commercial for 3, but okay.
Shut up. 3 stinks so bad. I hate that they even fucking made that movie because I love Back to the Future so much, but 3 is such a snooze fest.
But the first movie is like, I think in the second one they actually go to the future, but the first movie's about getting back.
I know.
But
I know.
and
I
it's
just
so well
I
done.
like the futuristic parts of it.
Yeah, I mean everybody does. Like this, the hoverboard,
I'm talking about even like the kids.
the Jaws
The kids,
thing.
oh, the Jaws thing is so great. No, I ain't even talking about the kids and all that crap. It's just the way they were with their outfits
Yeah.
and the whole like town.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they just did a really good job with that. If that was somebody that thought that the future was going to be like cartoonish like that, you know what I mean? Not cartoonish, but you know what I mean. Like
if
it's
MTV
so
kept showing videos, that's what the
kid-like.
future would have been.
I believe that. I believe that. Michael Jackson would be fighting to take your order at some cafe for
Yeah.
sure.
You would have max headroom versions of Reagan and Gorbachev.
Gorbachev. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and Pepsi would not be free.
At number 11 is The Matrix.
Oh, I like the Matrix movies.
I mean the first one is groundbreaking. The first one
Oh, excuse me.
made you see special effects in an entirely different way because of everything that they were doing. Like that the first time you see like the cameras whiz around and Neo's,
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah, you were just glued to
Yeah.
with your jaw dropping.
and everything they did with like wire work at that time, like bringing it over from China to the U.S. and making that part of fight choreography and everything else, and even like just the concept of Agent Smith and being in the Matrix.
Agent Smith.
Yeah, like everything about that movie is phenomenal. Like the second and third movie lack because it was the Wachowski siblings getting deeper into philosophy, and like in the second movie the whole dance thing, orgy, whatever the fuck. There's just a lot of like, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's funny.
Yeah. But the first one is absolutely groundbreaking. Everything about it was like,
Yeah.
wow. And like, I mean, like when you go into the Matrix, like you were choosing like the
Yeah.
badass leather look and everything. Like I was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. As we get into the top 10, coming in at number 10 from 1979, Alien.
Alien.
Yeah,
Singular.
singular. So the very first one.
I'm going to say Aliens has to be higher up on the list because it was a far better movie.
No, I agree with you.
You're like,
I 100% agree with you. Like, Aliens is the superior movie in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, I will agree. Like, Alien is a fantastic movie and it's extraordinarily well done.
Yeah.
And for me, like that begins my love of Ridley Scott.
Right.
And everything that he does.
Yeah.
But at the same time, James Cameron took that concept and ratcheted it up to 11 and made the best Alien movie ever.
Right.
Like, that movie is so far superior in every way. But you can make the argument, you can't have that without the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, it's a better movie.
I agree. I think so. But you're saying it because it ain't further up on the list.
It's not, no.
That's
And it should be.
It's further down? Is it on the list at all?
I'd have to double check, but I don't
Okay.
even think it made the list.
I need to speak to whoever made this list.
Right. But like a very interesting, odd fact that's been floating around about that Sigourney Weaver confirmed apparently.
Okay.
At the end of the movie, when she's in her underwear, they had to go in and physically remove her bush. She refused to shave.
Really?
Yeah, so they had to go in and frame by frame.
Uh-huh. He does, Sigourney.
And they were like, we'll give you extra money. And she's like, nope,
Good for
ain't
her.
doing it.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Ah, that's funny.
Coming in at number 9 from 1968, Planet of the Apes,
All right, yeah.
which I cannot argue. It
I'm not a big Planet of the Apes fan.
The first movie is very, very good, and every single one after that gets progressively worse until you get to the reboot with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. With that trilogy is phenomenal. That's one of the best trilogies I've ever watched. Like it ranks up there with Lord of the Rings and the original
Can't
Star Wars.
comment on them because I haven't watched them yet, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever will because I just don't like Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry, just monkeys talking to me. Just I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. Animals don't speak English.
Well, but they show why they do.
I know.
There is a progression. There's an evolution. Like the
the
first one, like if you watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, there is a grand total of I think 3 words spoken by the apes.
Wow.
Everything else is sign language.
Wow.
I think in the second and third, there's still not a ton of ape talking because they're still evolving.
Right.
But they have an intelligence level. They've begun making things. Building fire, like all the stuff that like a caveman would have done.
You're right.
Like so, there's an evolution there, but they have language. That language is through universal sign language.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But also, I just think they're phenomenal movies that you would enjoy.
Right. Maybe someday.
Yeah. At number 8, another nasty favorite, E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Absolutely. That is definitely one of my favorites.
And what's funny is like this was supposed to be like a down movie for Spielberg.
What do you mean?
Well, like he had come off of Jaws, he had come off of Close Encounters. He was doing these massive movies, and this was supposed to be like, well, I need like just a little project, something to keep me busy while I figure out what my next big thing is. So it wasn't supposed like it didn't have like the. And also, it was coming off of 1942, which was a bomb for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed like this looks like a fun little thing,
like a family movie.
Yeah, like just a fun little thing for me to do while I.
And then it exploded that wow.
Into one of the biggest movies of all time.
With a lot of merchandise that was bought a lot by me. Wow. Love me some E.T.
But also, like, it's at... It's probably, like, to me... Like, outside of Star Wars, probably like the first major blockbuster of the 80s. Because that's what everything aimed for after that. Like Star Wars was huge, Empire was huge. 1982 we get E.T. rolling in, and now all of a sudden everything wants to be this tentpole massive movie like E.T. But also what E.T. also gives us at the beginning of the Amblin era.
What is that?
That was Spielberg's production company that did like the Goonies and Poltergeist and like all those types of movies that like had like kids as like the heroes, and like, but it was like a little bit scary and a little bit sci-fi, but it was still like kid friendly in a way, like the Explorers, like stuff like that was all Amblin. And when that was like Spielberg like pushing that envelope, but yet at the same time catering to the family, and like it was like, in fact, like it's funny, like they D23, the Disney conference was this weekend, and they released a trailer for the next Star Wars TV show called Skeleton Crew. And I'm watching it, and the only thing I'm thinking is, this is an Amblin movie.
Oh.
Because it's kids, and they find like it's kids in the Star Wars universe. Like even one of them's like an alien looking thing. And they find something in the woods, and it turns out to be a spaceship that launches them off into adventures, and the last thing you see is they're like, "You're a Jedi," and it's
Oh my
Jude Law takes
God.
off, and
Ah,
you're just like,
God.
so it's just the whole thing felt like an Amblin trailer. Like I just kept thinking, like this is the 1980s Amblin movie.
Yeah,
It's
what was the one where the kids launched the rocket and had Joaquin Phoenix in it and Lee Phoenix back then, and they had the one lady that was like their teacher or something. They had to bring the rocket back. It was camp. What is that camp?
Space Camp.
Space camp. Yeah,
Yeah,
remember?
they launched a shuttle.
Yeah, so that was like something like that.
Right, but also like Explorers, which had River Phoenix.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying that
yeah,
they actually were in a
yeah,
shuttle.
yeah,
I mean, it was the robot that launched it,
yeah,
but it was the kid that made him
yeah.
do it, and that make him suggested it.
Right.
I can't remember what he called that damn little robot.
I can't remember either.
Max, I think. Max.
I think so.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
Max?
I think so. Yeah.
Or that was his name in the movie. I can't remember.
It also had a very young oh, I can't think of her name to save my life. She was in Howard the Duck. She played
Back to the Future.
yeah, she was in Back to the Future, yeah.
Also had Tate Donovan.
Yeah, hey, Tate Donovan, yeah, but who
I
played the
can't. I'm
mom?
not telling you who it is.
Come on, tell me who it
No,
is.
you should know it.
I can't remember.
When she's the same one that did Sex in the City, does that help you?
No, she wasn't in Sex
No,
and
not
the
in the
City.
Sex in the City. No, Leah
Carol,
Thompson.
Yeah, Leah Thompson, yeah. Caroline in the City.
Carolina City.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why I said Sex in the City. That's
Yeah.
crap. I would never watch
No.
that. Ugh. Even if Leah Thompson was in it.
Coming in at number 7 on our list, another Spielberg classic, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
I'll never forget where I was the first time I saw it.
And that was a movie. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. Okay.
What was that? What was between E.T. and Close Encounters?
Well, E.T. was 8 and Close Encounters was 7.
Oh, there was nothing in between.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So at number 6 is The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, of course.
Right. And that is also, for my money, the first sequel that was better than the original.
Okay, I'll go with that.
There aren't many,
No. Yep.
but number 6 and number 5, and apparently number 3, are all falling into that category.
Okay, what's number 5?
Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Okay.
Again, the superior Terminator movie.
I like the original.
I like the original too.
It's got Michael Biehn in it.
Right. No, I agree. Like I'm not that like I like the original movie, but like you have to admit the second movie is much better. It tells a much better
I
story.
agree with that, but I mean, the first one made a really big impact on me.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny its place. I think it's probably where it should sit in this listing, but Terminator 2 is the vastly superior
Right,
movie in my
right.
opinion.
Yeah.
Like it takes that because you could have just done the same formula, but you did. The problem becomes all the movies after this,
Yes, now he has to be, yeah. Yeah.
take the same
You
formula.
have to keep him that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
But
Maybe they should have waited till the third one to do that.
yeah, but
It wouldn't have stunk.
Terminator 2 is just so good, and then you throw in the liquid metal Terminator that was
Oh my
so
God, when
fucking.
he walks through those prison bars in that prison,
Yeah.
I was just like, just the shit he did up until then, and then you saw that, you were like, this is
Because
looking.
what's amazing is it still looks good. Like if you watch that movie today, those effects still
Oh, and
look
the
really
sounds,
good.
the sounds that they
Right.
made, yeah,
But also, like at that time, you're just like, how the fuck did they do that?
yeah,
Because you like the concept of like computer graphics was still so
yeah,
like mind blowing.
Right.
Like, and before that, what was it? It was like, well, you had it in The Last Starfighter, and you saw computer graphics in like Star Trek 2, and you also saw them in Young Sherlock Holmes. The knight comes out of the stainless glass and fights the guy,
Oh.
and that's a completely computer generated
right,
character.
yeah,
And so like your limited knowledge of what computer graphics could be
right,
Plus, like you think about like what you were looking at the time on like the Commodore 64, even the Nintendo, you're like,
Yeah.
this will never look lifelike,
Right.
And then you get that shit,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, you think that was a computer?
This looks lifelike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So coming in at number 4 is the original Star Wars from 1977.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I think Empire should be here. I think it's the better movie of the original trilogy.
Right.
I don't think I'm not putting down the original Star Wars at all because I love it. It's home. It's where it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Empire is just a better movie,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But at number 3, I was wrong.
Oh God, he's saying he's wrong. Mark that down.
Aliens.
Oh, it is on the list.
It is on the list. It is higher ranked. Yeah. So I forgot. I didn't know.
It should be higher ranked.
Yeah. It should.
That was weird because you flipped through it too.
I did. Yeah. And I remember when the first time I flipped through, I'm like, why isn't Aliens on this list?
Yeah.
How did that not make the cut?
Yeah, you went past it when you first start because they actually start at 1.
Right.
Which they should start at 100.
Right. And work their way down.
It's just stupid.
At number 2, my all-time favorite movie, my all-time favorite science fiction movie, Blade Runner.
I know you're sad it's not number 1.
I am. I get when you hear what number 1 is. I get it. I do.
Well, I want to peek. What's number 1?
Number 1 is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like it's tough to like. I understand that. Like I can't dispute that.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like Blade Runner,
yeah,
is the movie.
Right.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are many people who will tell me I'm wrong. I'm sure there's a certain stork out there who will tell me I'm really fucking wrong. And this list is really fucking wrong. But
well, I agree. The list isn't really fucking long, but it's wrong. But there are some points in it that I don't agree with.
Right.
But I am not getting paid to write a list of 100 greatest sci-fi movies, so it doesn't matter what I think.
Right. Other notables throughout.
Can I give you my notables that you didn't mention that were on my list?
Sure.
Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mad Max.
But Mad Max 2 is on here.
Yes.
The Road Warrior is on here.
That's the one I meant. I'm
Okay.
sorry. The one that was in there is the one I'm talking about. And because I wanted to stick with what was on that list.
Okay.
And Iron Giant. I agree. Iron Giant should be in the greatest sci-fi.
Yeah. No, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
At 22 is Ghostbusters.
Yeah, see, here's the problem with this list. You're like, pick your favorite 5 out of this, or whatever.
Right.
And as I'm flipping through this, I honestly came to the thought of, I did not realize how much I enjoy sci-fi. Yeah. Because I didn't realize a lot of these movies were in a classification of sci-fi.
Right.
And I was like, I really like sci-fi. When I say I'm not into sci-fi, I actually am.
Yeah.
If this is what sci-fi is.
Right. 23 was Return of the Jedi. 24 is The Last Starfighter, which I think should be higher.
Yeah.
At 25 is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Oh.
It's the first Star Trek movie on this list, and I'll be honest, this movie should be ranked much higher.
Yeah, I like that one. That is a good one.
26, The Fly from 1986, the David Cronenberg movie, which is fucking nutso.
It's a good movie though, but
it is.
It's not a movie I want to watch again. I just don't.
I'll watch it.
I don't want to see Jeff Goldblum go through that again ever in my life. He is way too handsome of a man.
At 27 is The Road Warrior, which should be much higher.
Yeah.
Number 30, A Trip to the Moon from 1902, which I have actually seen. It's weird, but I've seen it.
Guess that's why it's considered sci-fi.
Right. At 32, Godzilla, King of the Monsters from 1950-60, a very original Godzilla movie. I don't know. I don't think it should be in the top 10 or the top 20, but it should be higher than 32. I think
What?
Godzilla.
Oh,
Like this is the original movie. This is truly the
the start of
the
it.
start of like the kaiju. Like
Yeah.
this becomes a multi-billion-dollar franchise in Japan. This is like a cornerstone of culture in an
Yeah.
odd way.
Yeah.
And like because it's a retro magazine, I will forgive it this, but in my opinion, Godzilla Minus One is the greatest Godzilla movie ever made.
Yeah.
Like that is an amazing
Yeah. You
movie.
say that all the time.
Yeah, but Godzilla King of the Monsters, yes, of all the Godzilla movies that you want to call from a retro standpoint, yeah, that deserves its spot. 33 is RoboCop. 34 Total Recall. 38 was Iron Giant. 39 Predator, the original Predator movie. That should be probably be a bit higher, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Um,
Not two though. They can keep two.
yeah, no, not two. Um,
Even Danny Glover couldn't save that movie.
Number 41 is Dark City, which is a movie. Like, if somebody's always asked, like, what's a movie I've probably never heard of and I should watch, I always point out Dark City. There's two movies I consider like these unfound gems. One is Dark City, the other is The 13th Floor. And but Dark City is a movie that it is absolutely fucking brilliant. I can't speak highly enough of it. It's from 1998. It was directed by um, Alex Proyas, who also directed The Crow. It's got Rufus Sewell, William Hurt, Keith Sutherland, and Jennifer Connelly. That was
You lost me on that one. Sorry.
yeah, but it's a fantastic movie that I highly recommend.
What was the other movie you recommend?
The 13th Floor.
Mhm.
Um, Other notables, Fantastic Voyage from 1966 is
Can you
42.
pause this, please?
Sure.
Sorry, but I just don't like them screaming on there because I don't want people thinking shit.
Right. Well,
Especially because of the way she talks to them.
all right. So getting back here, not that we've calmed the children down.
Hmm.
Number 45, Escape from New York.
Oh, yeah, but not the LA.
No, not LA. 46 is The Abyss. 47 is Tron. 50 is Forbidden Planet. 51 Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. 55 is a movie I was surprised made the list because it's another one of those movies like most people haven't seen, but I absolutely love. It's a movie called Strange Days from 1995.
I've heard of that. I
Yeah.
think you talked about it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie that even though it looks dated because it's got a 90s vibe and it takes place on December 31st of 1999, it's just a really good movie that like many of the themes hold up even today with what's going on in the world.
Oh,
Number 52. I don't know if you like this movie or not, but it's got one of your all-time favorites in it. The Man Who Fell to Earth.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Old David Bowie.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm sorry. We were just talking about that movie for some reason with somebody I was talking about it.
Oh.
I can't remember who, but it came up in a conversation of mine. Yes, that's weird.
Yeah. 56 is Starman. 59, The Fifth Element.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. 62 was Westworld.
that's a good one.
63, Men in Black.
Wow, that's hard on.
Yeah. 65, the original Mad Max.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
a movie
So
that-
it is on there.
Yeah, a movie that traumatized the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, I'm up there with you.
66, Dune from 1984.
I never watched the 84 version.
I like it, but only because like I can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
I guess the key to like that movie is like when I saw it as a kid, I couldn't fill in the blanks. When after I read the books, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Why couldn't they just say that in the movie? Like, but then the movie would have been like 6 fucking hours,
Right. Yeah.
which is what it took to kind of tell the story.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know. 76 was a movie. I get why it's classified as sci-fi, but it's that slippery slope of like if you're including this, there's a lot more you should have included then, and that's Superman.
Okay.
Like if you want to include comic book movies,
Yes. Yeah.
then
You should have added a few more in there.
1889 Batman, there should have been.
Yep.
And like
I agree.
Like there's a lot of other movies like even if you want to keep it like retro, like anything before 2000. Well, I mean like still like 89's Batman, Superman 2 should have been on the list then. Like it's a slippery slope, but you kind of like open there.
Well, they didn't continue with it though.
Yeah. 69, appropriately, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Wait, that's sci-fi?
Technically, he's an alien.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. 70 Galaxy.
It's a musical to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it is a musical.
I know, but I don't consider it sci-fi. In my head, that is not sci-fi. Yeah, I don't know why. I get it though. I get why. He's putting
together the perfect man. He's an alien from another planet, and
I know. It's just a musical to me. But I understand the sci-fi part of it.
Yeah. Number 70 was Galaxy Quest.
We'll say a musical sci-fi.
Yes.
Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. What did you say? Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Quest, yeah.
Oh my god. I don't think I've seen that since what did that come out?
1999.
Is that one with the Toll Man, Tim Taylor?
Tim Taylor, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman. Okay. Yeah, where the aliens mistake them for being...
Yeah, because they're playing in the show. Yeah, okay. That actually was a funny movie. It
was a very good movie.
Yeah, I thought that was a funny one.
Like, people are always like, they should have a sequel. I'm like, no, they don't need a sequel.
What? Yeah, a sequel for what?
Yeah, it doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah, some movies don't need to be continued or remade. Okay? Yeah. Knock it off. Come up with some original shit.
Number 73, that Jane Fonda classic, Barbarella.
Oh my god. Barbarella. Oh my god.
We used to make the joke of, you knew when Ted and Jane were having an argument, all of a sudden Barbarella was on TNT and TBS. Ted would like make a phone call like, I'm pissed at Jane, put on Barbarella.
That's funny. Wow, the hair on that one.
Yeah.
Us women only wanted to achieve that back then.
Number 75, The Truman Show.
I love The Truman Show. That's on there?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I don't know if I consider that sci-fi or not, though. But I guess it's sci-fi in kind of like a Twilight Zone kind of way.
Yeah, like it's not possible, but it is kind of thing. I don't know. It's sci-fi. I think it's because they, create their own world. Maybe I don't know. But it's such a great fucking movie.
It's a great movie. I'm not denying that for a second.
I love that movie.
But
when he's drawing that spaceship on ground control.
Yeah.
I love the part where he gets her in that car and he's like, and watch, the bike will come by. She's trying so hard to get him to forget this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just, as they're driving, it's just so fucking obvious he is being put in this position where he cannot fucking leave. And it's driving him crazy. Why can't I leave?
Right.
And it isn't like anything that's so bad.
Yeah.
And I like that the other woman waited.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. But where is she? How are they going to find each other?
I don't know.
They could have did a Truman too. No, no, not at all. But it is good because, if you watch, bits and pieces of that movie, there are parts of it, when he goes to his friend who is a vending machine guy, and he's filming it, you can see him, taking the stuff out while he's not looking to make it prolong him putting it back. It was just such great shit like that inserted in that movie that made that believable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could actually pull this off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At number 81 is a movie, while I do not believe belongs on this list at
all. Okay.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
How is that not sci-fi?
Oh, it's sci-fi. I'm not denying that.
Oh, you're saying that's the number it's on.
It's not a good movie.
It doesn't belong to me on the 100 list.
No,
Which, oh,
no,
I thought you were saying the other reason.
no. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie I love. It's a bad movie that's beloved,
Right.
but it's a bad movie.
Bad movie that's beloved.
Like it has a cult following.
Right.
Maybe that's why you put it on the list because you can also say like or whatchamacallit, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right.
Not that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Fun musical.
Yeah.
It's fun to sing along with.
Yeah.
It's fun to do the thing at the theater.
Ooh.
But
Well, I'm here to tell you I'm not in that cult.
I understand that. I am.
I know you are, but
Yeah.
I'm not. It's just I've tried. I cannot be.
Because it's a bad movie.
It's terrible.
And I can't deny that.
It's absolutely terrible.
I can't deny that for a second. But it's so batshit crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
And it has the greatest ending credits with like that goofy little song that's playing in the background. And like they're all just walking together. And it's like down through the LA River Basin. And you're just like, this is the best shit ever when you're like 10. Like when you're 12 years old, like you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, as an adult, I've watched that movie. I still love it for what it is.
Right.
And what it is a nostalgia trip for me. But I can also sit here and say, like, watching that movie as an adult, it is fucking awful.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
and it's the same with Flash Gordon from 1980. That movie is fucking awful.
I'm not a big Flash Gordon fan. Flash.
Like it
I
has
can
this
hear the music. I just.
right. It has this amazing Queen soundtrack, and like everything. It has this amazing cast, and everything else about it is like batshit crazy.
Right.
And like starting with Ming the Merciless saying, "Who are you?" And his answer, Flash's answer, Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets. Like Flash Gordon is the best quarterback the New York Jets have had since Joe Willie Namath. That's just awful.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. New York Jets.
Other notables. 1980. It was from 1980, and coming in at number 88, They Live. Another John Carpenter movie starring Roddy Piper.
Oh,
You never saw it?
I don't think so.
The whole premise of the movie is like Roddy Piper's like this homeless guy. And he gets these sunglasses, and when he puts them on, he sees the real world for what it is. And it's like everything is like it's like manipulation. It's like billboards say like buy, spend, and
Yeah.
but there are also these aliens that he starts to see.
Oh.
Like, and like at one point, like he walks in and there's this woman who's an alien. She's putting on like she's doing something like this store. And he's like, that's like putting perfume on a pig.
Wow.
You know, and that's got the famous line like he walks in with the shotgun into the bank, I think it is. He's like, I am here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's a great movie. Like it's even
You had a thought about that. It's a great movie, but
well, the only problem with that movie is you could tell it's like based off of a short story because like they have to fill in like
yeah.
make it go an hour and a half to 2
Right.
hours, and there's like this great fight sequence where Roddy Piper's trying to put these sunglasses on his friend so he can see the truth, and that fight they do punch for punch in South Park. The cripple fight. I hate to say that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like that fight
Yeah.
is taken straight from like punch for punch.
Really?
Like every move in that fight is reproduced in that South Park episode.
Okay.
And it is hysterical.
We're gonna have to watch both that fight and then watch that fight and see what happens.
Yeah. Coming in at 89, Cocoon. A movie where Wilford Brimley was playing a retiree at the age of 49.
Yeah. Lucky bastard.
Well, I mean, like, I think about it. I'm 52.
Yeah.
Now, I am fat. I am out of shape and I don't look good, but I still look better than Wilford Brimley did at 49.
When he was playing for
Yeah, when he was playing 68 at the age of 49.
Right.
Like Wilford Brimley looked rough. At number 90, Akira, the only real Japanese anime to make this list, I believe.
Oh.
But that is a classic.
What's
90,
the name of it?
Akira.
I'm not really familiar with that, but I'm not into the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 92, Enemy Mine from 1985. That's got
Enemy Mine with. Wait, no, that's the one with Will Smith.
No, that's from 1985.
Which one am I thinking of? Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State, yeah. Not
Because I'm like, that is not sci-fi.
No.
Okay.
Enemy Mine had Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr.
Dennis
Lou Gossett
Quaid.
Jr. was in heavy makeup as an alien, and they're playing enemies who are crash landed on an empty planet, and they're forced to survive together, and what they become. Like it's a very, very good movie.
Okay.
Very good. Wrapping this up, at 93, The Blob from 1958.
Of course, that has to be in there.
Yeah. 97, The Running Man. 98, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. 99, The Brother from Another Planet, which is a very good movie.
What was 100?
Attack of the Crab Monsters from 1957.
Jesus Lord, where'd they dig that gem out of?
It's a Roger Corman drive-in film.
They
So
had to dig deep in the wells of the sci-fi to bring up some of these end ones.
I would say what's weird is I'm looking over this list, and it's like I have probably seen about 80% of these movies. I can say that in all honesty.
I believe you.
And it's that thing I don't know if it's something to be proud of or something to be get a fucking life.
Well, you are 52, so you've been around a while.
I'm 51, bitch.
You're gonna be 52.
I
You
can
just
call.
said I'm 52. I have proof right here.
Okay, I am 50. I'll be 52 in November.
I know how old you are. I'm
Yeah.
the same age as you.
Okay. Well, is there anything you'd like to add to the proceedings?
Oh no, I didn't know you were gonna.
Yeah, I think we're done.
No mail from Mr. T.
Mr. Koharski.
I'm calling him Mr. T.
Mr. T.
He's starting to put his Halloween decorations up. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the Slimer. I was sold on Slimer. I mean, I love Slimer.
It's too soon.
It's never too soon to have Slimer in your home.
Okay. Let's see here. He's excited because it's preseason football. To me, that's the beginning of my favorite season. Renaissance fairs, haunted houses, pumpkin beer, pumpkin latte, pumpkin bread, pumpkin lube, pumpkin cookies, and pumpkin lights.
They make pumpkin lube?
I'm sure they do. I have no doubt that there is
Really? You think?
pumpkin spice pumpkin spice lube for all the basic white girls out there.
I know, but why would that the basic white girls? What the fuck? But why wouldn't that be available all year round? Because there are some things that are pumpkin that are available all year fucking round.
Yeah, I'm just saying pumpkin spice because it gets way out of control anymore. Not everything needs a pumpkin spice version.
I'm not agreeing with you, but I don't mind the pumpkin spice. I just don't fucking eat it or buy it if you don't like it.
I don't, but at the same time, it just gets jammed down your throat.
I'm not disagreeing.
Every person on Facebook, the second it's available, I got my pumpkin spice latte. Oh.
I believe me, I get that part, but I don't bitch because sometimes I like the pumpkin spice. I can't help it.
I will complain right now. I went to Get-Go today, and while I was in Get-Go, they already had out the Reese's Halloween pumpkins. While delicious, it's still fucking August.
Dollar General's had them out for a couple weeks now.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because they were starting to put Halloween shit out, so it's all with that. Ow.
Yeah, so I mean,
summer stuff is 50% off.
Yeah. It's still fucking August.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I don't mind the pumpkin spice.
Halloween season doesn't begin until October 1.
Not anymore, I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
Because Christmas starts way before Halloween even gets here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said in July. I'm sure if you go into a Walmart right now, even though it's 100 degrees outside, they probably have their Christmas stuff out.
I cannot verify or deny them.
Um, no.
The rest of his email. I'm not worthy of his emails anymore. He don't
Yeah.
send them to me.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, nothing
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. All right, so remember there are a number of ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week, and that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You
Yahoo.
can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search, and you'll find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And I always want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. Even when Ian goes camping, we appreciate your support. And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
See ya.